Summertime where we live, let the good times shine. Summertime's time for summertime prime.
In lesser parts of this wondrous world, a treasure like this would be reserved for the rich and famous. The surf, the golden sands, the endless summer sun, Ripper Resorts, fantastic theme parks. Through the glare come the glitz and the glamour. Consider these words: surfer's paradise, Gold Coast, magic millions. Words that make your heart race. And today the words translate to action as the cream of our 2-year-old thoroughbreds race for $1 million. A magic million. Fabulous location and a fabulous event. Welcome to our 7 Network coverage of the 1999 Magic Millions from the Gold Coast Turf Club. What an exciting day this is, and what a season it is. The holiday capital of Australia, the Queensland Gold Coast, and the track here today is in superb condition. The crowds are flocking in. The corporate marquees you can see in the centre of the course there. They are expecting a bumper crowd for this Magic Millions. And as I said, it's more than just a horse race. It's the culmination of a whole thoroughbred sales and marketing concept, and it also just adds to the magic of the summer holiday season here on the Gold Coast. Weather is absolutely beautiful, hot outside. We're expecting, I hope, a cool sea breeze during the afternoon. The track is in perfect order. Track good is the official description. False rail for our racing buffs is out 3 metres from the 1400 metres to the 400 metres, but it won't affect any runner here today. The good horses will win the good races. That's the way it's supposed to pan out, and that's the way it will. We've got 8 races in the telecast for you this afternoon. Let's check them for you. First race coming up in about 20 minutes from now is the 7 Sports Fillies and Mares Class 6 handicap over 1300 metres. Then the New Asia Singapore Cup over 2200. Followed by the Wild West Flying Handicap over 900 metres. Boy, they will be flying, especially in today's heat. The Marina Mirage Super Curious Handicap over 1200 is the 4th event. Then the major support event, the Amy Cup, Magic Millions Cup over 1400 metres. Some of the best sprinters in the land going around, and some of them have got to answer some questions here today too. Then the Conrad Jupiter's Handicap over 1400. Then for $1 million, the Honda 2-year-old Magic Millions. And then we wind up with race 8 for the Colts and Geldings over 1300 metres. A packed program, a great day, as I said, and more than just racing, a lot of entertainment and a lot of great feature stories on horse racing and, of course, on the fabulous Queensland Gold Coast holiday lifestyle. No man knows more about that than Gordon Bray. He's in the mounting yard right now with our premier turf writer, Max Presnell.
Yes, Gary, it's great to be in Queensland's premier holiday destination, if not Australia. An international showcase for Queensland racing and some typically hot, steamy Gold Coast weather, enough to make Max's mouth water.
Ah, yes, Gordon. Play by night and punt by day. What a great double. But the Magic Millions Carnival has the potential to be one of the great race meetings of Australia. Very, very good today, but will get even better in future, I'm sure.
Well, there have been quite a few scratchings on the program. Let's check them out, Max.
In race 1, take out number 6, Analia, number 10, Positio, number 13, Bourbon Rose, and number 14, Knights Baroness. That's 6, 10, 13 and 14 out of the first. Race 2, take out number 1, Only Chance, number 11, Druther's Option, number 19, My Lindy, number 20, Beltani, and number 21, Delvue. That's 1, 11, 19, 20, 21 out of the second. Race 3, take out 3 Royal Rigo, 9 Plenty of Zip, 16 In the Red, 17 Palooka, and 18 Roseneath Jester. 3, 9, 16, 17 and 18. Race 4, take out 5 Claytons, 10 Tamiajan and 14 Quizit. That's 5, 10 and 14 out of the fourth. Race 5 is clear. Race 6, take out number 3, Brown Prince, number 10, Mr. Centerfold, and number 12, Market Truce. That's 3, 10 and 12 out of the sixth. Race 7, take out the reserves, number 17, Royal Solitaire, number 18, Love Your Wife, and number 19, Tamijan. And race 8 is clear. In race 2, number 16, Manchu, will now be ridden by Scott Seamer. S. Seamer on number 16, Manchu, in the second event.
Well, Max, the Honda Magic Millions Carnival started last Saturday, and it has been a very hectic social whirl. And to bring us right up to date in that regard, Seven personality and Gold Coast newsreader Melissa Downs.
Thanks, Gordon. Yes, I am going to be the social butterfly of the day. I'm going to be flitting from one end of the ground to the other. We're going to try to catch up with some of the celebrity racegoers and see what their tips are for the day. Probably one of the highlights will be the arrival of the $1 Million Girl, Christy Hines. She's going to be dripping in more than $1 million worth of diamonds. So if you ever wondered what that looks like, stay tuned. We'll be interviewing her a little later. Of course, we're going to check out all the fashion, see what everyone's wearing and hear what everyone else has to say about it. We'll find out who the judges deem to be the best dressed person here today. And I think it's going to be a fairly tough competition because this is not a crowd that backs away from anything fashionable or social for that matter. This week has been a huge event. We've had cocktail parties, black tie dinners, gala balls, hats and high tea, you name it, we've had it, even camel races, although I don't know how that rated in the fashion stakes. Anyway, we're going to take a look back at some of those highlights right now.
Horse number 1, Testarossa. This is the favourite for the race. And Testarossa, Dean Lawson. This is the big moment. He's gone for the back. Barrier 10.
The Magic Millions week began with the all-important barrier draw for the 2-year-old race held at Carnival Mall in the heart of Surfers Paradise. Magic Millions owner John Singleton certainly put the pressure on his daughter Sally, whose job was to draw the barrier for the horse named after her.
She draws in 5 to stay alive. So if she draws outside 5, anyone would like to adopt a very lonely, sad 14-year-old, Sally will be available.
Here we go. Very quick. Number 5. Number 5.
It's day 2, Wednesday night, and here we are at the Magic Millions opening night cocktail party at Conrad Jupiter's. We're going to mingle through the crowd, see if we can talk to those in the know and pick up a few tips, both racing and fashion.
Well, they always say that the best tip you can get on a racetrack is this: never look directly into the sun.
You know, and I mean, for Magic Millions, the hat is the must. You've got to have the biggest hat you can find.
What is your fashion tip?
I'm thinking it's hot. They should go light, strappy, and something very elegant. High heels.
It is great for this state, and I think it's going to be, like, awesome.
All eyes were on the arrival of the $1 Million Girl, Australian supermodel Christy Hines, who was the envy of all, wearing $1.3 million worth of Cartier diamonds.
I feel so flattered and so rich, I guess, and heavy, actually. These things do weigh a fair bit.
Early Wednesday morning, and while the horses were on the track, there was another race in town, camels on Surfers Paradise Beach.
I can feel her. She's nervous. The camel's very nervous.
And the winner, Seven's local sports presenter, Ian Buchanan.
I think it was he's won and he's not happy. Can't believe it.
Back at the track, the more serious racegoers were checking out the thoroughbreds on offer. Then it was off to hats and high tea, one of the Magic Millions' more colourful events.
Oh, darling, it's very simple. It's just a see-through kind of mystique look.
Well, the Honda Magic Millions is nothing else if not one of the biggest social events of the year. And here we are at our next outing, the Honda Legends of the Turf dinner at the Sheraton Mirage. We're here tonight to honour some of Australia's sporting legends.
Complete the line, and they look to be all set and ready, and they're off and running.
Coming to the 200 mark, quick score.
I'm one of those lucky blokes that's been able to do the only thing I ever wanted to do in life, and that was call horse races. And my love affair with racing was attributable totally to a man called Ken Howard.
It's Might and Power, the leader. Northern Drake a length and a half away, coming home, but Might and Power, the big champ, the king, joins the greats of the turf, and Might and Power's won it from Northern Drake.
And Nick Moratis going to meet the fans, going to meet the crowd down at the 100-metre mark here.
I decided that day that I'd go down to the ordinary Joes, like I was, where I came from, and say thank you for being there. And it was just fantastic to see people jumping in face and kissing me and all sorts of things that were going on, and they're moments I'll never forget for as long as I live.
I guess my greatest thrill was to win Wimbledon in '80 after having my daughter Kelly. I felt like I had to prove something, firstly to myself, and I guess prove to other people that a mother could do it.
Then on Friday, it was down to business with the beginning of the Magic Millions sales. What a week.
Yes, a fabulous week, and it's not over yet. Today is the highlight, the running of the Honda Magic Millions for 1999. And of course, the sales started last night, continue tonight and over the next couple of days. So we need help picking winners on the track and in the sales ring, and there's no better man to help us do that than Richard Friedman. Welcome.
Thanks, Gary. It's great to be here. Always look forward to coming up to the Magic Millions.
Off the top of your head, big race. Testarossa looks unbeatable?
I think Testarossa the one to beat. He's got the form on the board. He's been going fantastic, and he'll be the one to beat. Whatever beats him will win. He's right there.
Sales ring, you've been there last night.
Yes, very strong, the sales. The prices were up, and some of the big prices you see here, $300,000 for a lure out of Vin Vierge by Domeland.
YP Cheng from Hong Kong, the toy manufacturer, owns a lot of horses, and Kenny Mann trains for him here in Australia. And I understand that's where this horse will be headed. But a couple of Danehills, because Danehill offspring topped the sales last year and getting big prices again.
Yes, and you see Rory's Jester there out of Clever Zoe. I think that was bought by John Singleton to go to Tony Wildman, who's got a runner in the race here today.
Nice to see Singo supporting the event, isn't it? I mean, he does own a big share of it. That's only fair enough. First race on the program coming up very shortly. It's the 7 Sports Handicap for fillies and mares. Let's check the action in the betting ring with Pat Welsh and Wayne Harris.
Gary, thank you very much. Things already frenetic down here, Wayne, haven't they been? I mean, people starting to arrive at 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, it's a lovely day and great horses running here today, Pat.
Now, we've got a challenge for you today. We're going to give you $500 of Channel 7 money, and we want you to turn... Oh, look, I've lost it. Oh, no, sorry, wrong pocket.
Very hard to get the money out of you.
Oh, this hurts me to hand this over. Now, what about this first race? I know the Jim Cassidy mount, Sandy Prospect, is the favourite at fractional odds.
We'll take a trifecta, I think. We'll box trifecta 1, 2, 4, 5 and 8 for half a dividend and see if we can build something up and throw it onto Testarossa later in the day.
So we're treading cautiously, and obviously that is your tip for the big race, the favourite.
I think so, and we've got to try to get through the day, so we've got to save this money preciously.
OK, and I can tell you that the early markets on the Magic Millions, which is run in race 7 today, is certainly Testarossa is red-hot favourite to win the big one. Back very shortly with Magic Millions Carnival 99.
Welcome back to the Gold Coast, and we see horses behind the barrier in preparation for the start of our first race on the program, the 7 Sport Handicap for fillies and mares. Well, Richard Friedman, you've cast your eye over the form. What's your prognostication for this one?
Well, I like number 2, Sandy Prospect. I think she's been in very good form. Her last start was a 3rd at Rose Hill behind Vinticello, which is very good form. And I think the consistency will come out here. Ridden by Jim Cassidy, drawn barrier 8.
Trained by Gary Moore.
Trained by Gary Moore, who also has a runner today in the big race, the Magic Millions. So I think she's the one to beat. And I think the hardest to beat will probably be number 3, Hot in the City, and number 1, Ganalda for the multiples.
OK, I'm going to have a little bit each way on number 7 here, Habitatus. It's trained on the track, and it's been flying in its work the last week or so. Let's check the weather and the track conditions here. As I said, it's fine. It's very, very warm indeed. Track condition is good. False rail is out 3 metres from the 1400 to the 400. Richard, tell us a bit about the Gold Coast track. It's quite tight, isn't it?
It's reasonably tight, and it's a very big advantage to draw inside barriers on this track. Some of the barrier starts are up chutes, which don't give them a very long run to the first corner. So if we can just get the horses that are the inside gates, we can whack a few winners. They don't usually come from the outside gates and win here. It's very difficult.
And they do race, I was going to say race over odd distances. That's unfair because they race over 1,300 metres at other tracks, but because it is just over 1,600 metres in circumference, they do race over some unusual distances at the Gold Coast.
Well, they do, and you don't see a lot of the distance they race over, sometimes over, 1350 and distances like that. But it's mainly because of the shape of the course and where they can put the barrier stalls, where they can make the starts. You have to give them a fair run to the first corner.
Not much rise and fall in the track. It's pretty much flat, slightly elliptical in shape, although it's pretty well cambered round the back from the 1400 round to the winning post.
It is, and it's quite a sandy surface, so it handles wet weather very well. We see here the 1300-metre start, quite a long run for this particular course to the first corner. That gives the outside horses a bit better chance to get across into a good position. But from then on, they start turning, and you really want to be in the first few round the corner in the straight here, usually.
All right, let's see what other punters think about your selections and the other horses in the race. We'll go back and check the tote market with Gordon Bray and Max Personal.
Yes, well, Jimmy Cassidy is on the Max Lees filly Shout, not in the big one this afternoon, the Magic Millions. And Max, it seems his Mount Sandy Prospect is the one the punters want here.
Yeah, Sandy's Prospect's in from 260 to 245, trained by Gary Moore, who in his short training career has showed he's got a knack of setting a horse for a race and getting the bickies. Still, Spy Zam is a shortener from 11s into $8.40. And while Spy Zam's drawn wideish, I do expect her to ping out and perhaps get into the box seat, which could just about get her home.
So there's Jim Cassidy in the saddle on Sandy Prospect, who is the hot pot here in race 1, the 7 Sport Class 6. Beautiful conditions here on the Gold Coast. Gary Moore actually said this track is the best he has seen outside Europe, considering all the rain they had here and the grass cover after that rain.
Oh, this is one of the great grass tracks in the world, in as much as it gets so much traffic. It backs up week after week, yet you've got a good track like today's, and the weather leading up earlier in the week wasn't good, but by gee, the sun's made up for it since. But perfect racing conditions.
Well, Paddy Welsh has a handle on some of the big money movers. Let's go to him in the ring.
Well, the Sandy Prospect is pretty fair odds as far as the bookmakers are concerned, Wayne. That is a fair price about Sandy Prospect. But the one we're noticing is Spy Zam.
Spy Zam is nearly half the odds in the ring. Good value on the tote here, and a bit of money on course for this horse.
Not a great amount of money for the favourite. As I said, those odds pretty fair at 240. That's the indication as to with the bookmakers. I think a lot of people are probably just having a look at this first race.
I think so. Jimmy Cassidy and Gary Moore, they've both been on fire lately, so they're probably following the lead there.
OK, well, that's the latest for the betting ring, with Sandy Prospect a solid favourite for the first.
Byrne, local rider, is on Spy Zam, the one that there's been some money for at good odds, and it's still showing $7.80 for the win on the local tote. So that's good odds. It's going to be a battle of the gyms by the look of it. Cassidy and Byrne on Sandy Prospect and Spy Zam. Let's go to our race caller for all events here today, Queensland's premier caller, Wayne Wilson.
Right, our Lady Ace moves up into 9, goes forward now. Here's Sabrina coming in, and Ganelda is the last one to go forward. This is Honda Magic Millions Day, and we're about to get underway with race number 1. They're just about set for the first race. Ganelda goes in. One of Queensland's favourite sons, Leonard Ross Dittman, in the saddle. Ganelda's in line. The starters on the platform. The lights are flashing. They are ready to jump. Ready to go. Race number 1. Nearly a star the inside. Maheliquin stands up well. All set, and they're racing. Nearly a Star began nicely off the inside gate, going forward. Brave Eagle in the early part. Syrinsk was fast away. Maheliquin is going quickly, breaking out of the pack and going to the lead now. Spy Zam coming across from out wide. Maheliquin is joined now by Spy Zam, who's going to the lead. Sandy Prospect straight to a lovely position, third on the outside. Followed then by Sabrina, who's going forward on the outside. And there goes Our Lady Ace. She's sweeping around them, 3 horses deep. Going up to join the leaders. Tari Waco, Syrinsk next, then Nearly a Star. Ganelda caught a little wide midfield. Further back came Hot in the City. Habitatus, Brave Eagle drifting back now, and Ali Max at the rear. As they come down the side, 650 metres to go. Our Lady Ace and Spy Zam, they're the joint leaders. Sandy Prospect is beautifully placed by Cassidy. A length away third. Tari Waco's off the track. Maheliquin fifth over on the inside. Wonder Syrinsk. Ganelga coming to the outside, followed by Habitatus and then Nearly a Star. They're in the straight now, just short of 400 metres to go. Spy Zam held together a half length in front of Our Lady Ace. Sandy Prospect coming up quickly, 3 wide. Maheliquin angling for a run and getting it. Ganelda next on the outside, but under pressure. Oh, there's one down. Tari Waco's down. One down over the top of Tari Waco. Ali Max, Sandy Prospect hit the lead with 50 metres to go, and the favourite's going to get home. Look at Habitatus flying at the end. Sandy Prospect in front and won the money. Habitata second, Spizan third, Maheliquin fourth, followed in by Ganelda. Further back, Hot in the City, and then Serensk. Nearly a Star was next, then Sabrina. Well back was Brave Eagle and Our Lady Ace, the last one over the line. 2 down, 200 metres out. 2 horses down at the 200-metre point. Ellie Mack down, jockey okay. Duffy's the rider of Tari Waco. Gavin Duffy receiving ambulance attention at the moment. He is on the track, and the rider of the other horse is it Michael Carl? Gary Baker, and Gavin Duffy. They're the 2 fallen riders. Gary Baker's okay, sitting up.
All right, the placings there, yet to be confirmed, are 2, 7 and 4, unofficial placings. Sandy Prospect, the favourite, getting the money. Habitatus flying home to get second. Spizan, which did a good job from a wide barrier to get across and lead early, has hung on for third. The race marred by a fall. Let's have a look at a replay. There's the winner coming back to scale. Now, here we go.
Yes, you can just see here that it gets on one's heels here and down it goes, and you can see them hitting the deck there. That jockey's hit the deck hard and one goes straight over the top. Now, it looks as though Gary Baker, the rider of the horse that went over the top's okay, but Gavin Duffy's still on the track. But we see Sandy Prospect here forging to the front. There's a few coming down the outside trying to claim her, but she's got too many guns here and she just races away for a very strong win. So we're batting 1,000 with the tips so far, Gary.
Beautiful. And Sandy Prospect, which races with its tongue flapping in the breeze.
Here we see the jockey. That I think that's Gavin Duffy, the first one to go down, and Gary Baker goes over the top of him.
Tried to vault out of the saddle, Gary, to get clear of... but fortunately, there were no runners behind them. So
no, it was just the one that went over the top. Gary Baker there, you can see rolling. He stood up, but Gavin Duffy's still on the track receiving ambulance attention. So let's hope that Gavin's all right. But there he is moving just in screen, and that's a very good sign.
2 of the veteran riders on the Gold Coast and Brisbane circuit, Gary Baker and Gavin Duffy, very popular, the 2 of them, and let's hope that they are both all right and that both horses are okay. An unfortunate incident, Tara Waco, as Richard said, just clipping the heels of a runner in front.
That can happen when there's a little bit of crowding, Gary, and you saw horses coming across from the outside just taking the galloping room, and there was no room left. It's clipped the heels of the horse in front and down it's gone. And that's how most falls happen, in fact, in races.
Well, Max Presnell said that Gary Moore is a knob at getting a horse ready for a tilt and taking the money, and they've done it here today with Jimmy Cassidy.
He's been in flying form, Gary Moore, and here you see Jimmy Cassidy coming back to scale, just saluting the stewards, and that's a great win.
All right, we're awaiting correct weight and official TAB dividends to come to hand. Whilst we are, let's take a break and we'll be back at the Gold Coast Turf Club very shortly.